So it has become clear on a couple of fronts that we have a very serious problem within our judiciary. And this is going all the way up to the Supreme Court now, with the Supreme Court being in support of these rogue district judges who are getting involved in trying to block President Trump's efforts. But it's clear on two fronts that SCOTUS did not comment on the open border during the Biden administration that resulted in many injuries and deaths of American citizens, who one might have thought should have been first under consideration. The Supreme Court of the United States is not a monarchy, even though it acts like it. As the people speak through the president, as an elected legislative body, good or bad, it is clear that personal protection is the point of the Second Amendment, not merely because of the fears for our safety, but because they cannot count upon the instantaneous protection that the government can but has not been providing. You can ask this of anyone who has ridden the New York subway over the past few years. Over the last 4 years, it is clear that the government has allowed criminals and non-citizens more protection than it does law-abiding citizens of America. They ignored immigration law for political purposes. This is what our current president is trying to reverse and correct. If this is blocked, then the Second Amendment means literally nothing, and we are in danger of losing our republic. So the question is exactly who in the entirety of our judicial system are the courts defending, if not our own citizens? It certainly won't be able to defend Laken Riley of Georgia, or we could go back decades before that to the open border with the murder of Catherine Steinle. Garcia Zarate told ABC station KGO-TV in 2015 in a jailhouse interview that he started wandering Pier 14, a tourist attraction at the San Francisco Waterfront District, on July 1st of 2015, after taking sleeping pills he found in a dumpster. He said he then picked up a gun that he found. Garcia Zarate fired one shot from a handgun with a 7-cartridge gun. One bullet struck Catherine Steinle in the back and pierced her. She collapsed to the pavement while screaming to her father, who was accompanying her at the pier for help. Her father and others performed CPR before the paramedics arrived and took her to an ambulance. She died 2 hours later. Garcia Zarate was arrested about an hour after the shooting at Pier 40, about 1 mile south of Pier 14, and divers from San Francisco Police Department's Underwater Recovery Unit found the gun in the bay alongside Pier 14 the following day. On July 15, 2015, investigators returned to the pier and found a point 12 to 15 feet from Garcia Zarate's presumed location where a bullet had ricocheted off the concrete. Following his arrest, he was booked into San Francisco County Jail on suspicion of murder. The gun used by Zarate had been stolen in downtown San Francisco from a federal ranger's personal vehicle on June 27th. This was according to the Bureau of Land Management. The ranger, John Wachowski, testified at trial that he had left the weapon holstered in a backpack under the front seat of his personal vehicle while he went to dinner with his family. The car window had been broken. One could guess as to whom does our judicial system seek to protect. Is it law-abiding citizens who are born in the United States? Is it naturalized citizens who have followed to the letter our immigration statutes and worked to become citizens? Or is it illegal border crossers who have evaded the law enforcement and violated our immigration statutes? It is almost becoming clear that our 2025 judicial system is politicized clearly by how President Trump had been treated in New York. But it also seems clearer now that this same court system, all the way up to the Supreme Court of the United States, is doing the same. If this were the early 18th century, would they be defending the rights of the redcoats to come here and wage war against the new colonists? I doubt that many of us would think that if we had to house our enemies in our own homes today, we would accept the quartering of foreign troops and be glad that the 13th Amendment became law. Of course, now we have had to pay for the 4-star hotel rooms that our new invaders and illegal immigrants have been housed in. Are we supposed to think that this is all legal and right under our Constitution? I would doubt that. It has become clear that the only businesses who have really thrived during all of the past 4 years of the Biden administration have been either hotel owners across the United States and sanctuary cities, or it would be the people who have manufactured crime scene tape and left a bunch of victims in the wake.